Now, these were mostly in open bins, so I was very careful to just reach in and randomly grab bottles, and that is what I'm going to try to do again now. I'll start with a paper wrapped one, because those are always fun. Hello and welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the project where I'm exploring my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon. And if you've been paying attention to My Tiny Bottles for a while, you will know that it is time for another reveal video because I have the box of fun. And I have gone down to the basement and I have picked out a few bottles from my grandmother's collection. Now, these were mostly in open bins, so I was very careful to just reach in and randomly grab bottles, and that is what I'm going to try to do again now. I'll start with a paper wrapped one, because those are always fun. And my audio people hate dealing with the crinkling. Oh, Dubonnet! That's exciting. So, I don't know if I have ever actually tasted Dubonnet, but Dubonnet is part of a trend of tonic wines that were popular, like I want to say in the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s, and they all had quinine in them. So tonic wines were kind of like the French answer to tonic in the British West Indies, which they were taking to prevent getting malaria. And so there were a lot of these fortified wines made in France that included different kinds of ingredients, often bitter, and especially the bitterness from quinine. So this is a really lovely old looking bottle of Dubonnet. I have no idea when it would be from, but that's really cool. All right, we're off to a good start. Let's try number 2. All right, Tia Maria. Okay, the Jamaican liqueur, it says on the top. Tia Maria is one of the classic coffee liqueurs. I think Kahlua might have come out before Tia Maria, but they really were very available around the same time, these two bottles. Different people were fans of each of them. And I think it's probably a rum base, but it's a coffee liqueur, I think with a rum base. Again, a really nice old looking bottle. I would guess 70s just like on a whim, but no idea really. Super cool. I'm really excited about that one too. Next up, another Scotch. We've had a few Scotches. This one is interesting in that it is half empty, but not made of plastic. It does have a plastic cap, so maybe the seal just wasn't very good on it. This is Bell's Old Scotch Whiskey. 100% Scotch whiskies, distilled, blended, and bottled in Scotland. Arthur Bell and Sons Limited. 70 degrees proof. So this is definitely from the 1970s because this is before the UK went metric. So far we found one of these old 70s bottles that was really delicious, so maybe even this half evaporated one will be as well. 2 more for today. Another Scotch, another 70 proof Scotch. I think this is a 70s day, and I pulled these out of 3 different boxes. So it's not even like they all got packaged together by decade. There's just really no order in the selection. This one is Long John Scotch Whiskey. Again, product of Scotland. It's actually got a guy on it wearing a sort of not a kilt, but a tartan wrap. That's very cool. And Long John MacDonald, founder and distiller, 1825. So this one is full. That will be very tasty. And last but not least for today, hopefully, brandy. A very well-known brand of brandy, Christian Brothers brandy. 89 cents. Plastic, so I'm going to guess I was going to say 1980s, but it does also have a government warning label on, so it might actually be a little bit later than that. So not a brandy that's really well known today, but actually has some really fun connections to interesting bits of culture in cocktails, let's say. I'm not going to give you the spoiler on the full episode, but I will have some fun stuff to say about Christian Brothers brandy and how it showed up in an unexpected place. All right, I am excited about this. This is definitely one of the nicer selections, more fun. Looking forward to researching these bottles and being able to tell you about them at mytinybottles.com. So tune in, subscribe, give a like or a comment below, but definitely subscribe so you won't miss it when I start talking about these bottles. And you can always find more pictures, more information, deeper dives at mytinybottles.com, and you can follow @mytinybottles on all your socials. Cheers!